Hola, hola, muy buenas noches, bienvenidos al stream de esta noche. Vamos a continuar con Última Azul. Esperaba empezar más temprano, pero bueno, más bien no esperaba tardarme tanto. Bueno, veamos. Empezamos hablando con Grajatía. A ver qué nos tiene. Bueno, ¿qué dice esta cosa? Additional entity detected. Ok, nada. Look, Django, the machines here do not appear hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, but we are searching for the denizens of this star. Unknown life forms detected. Assigning genetic label. Interplanetary travelers. Greetings and welcome to the planet Look. The planet what? Could you repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name of our tongue. It may be translated to you as Alphatron. Our people meanwhile are called the Omnicrons. Are you stand within one of our spots? The Omnicrons, you say. And what is and what that it is that you do here? We are preparing for war. As we apparently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody and or terminated. Not a little frightening, these Omnicrons, but at least they seem to be forthright. I will see that what else I can learn from this fellow. If you could try speaking with the others. Greetings, traveler. When venturing outside the outpost, beware marginal units. They do not heed Sear's command and indiscriminately attack all non-Omnicrons. For the avoidance of confusion, we advise that Sear is the alias of Stigma 1. Sir, issues instructions to our forces as the foremost of the 6 strategic matrices that bear the designation Stigma. Measuring combat capability. Result: negligible. Suggest false outside targeting parameters. Greetings, traveler. We are the Omnicrons, and our objective is self-enhancement. In order to achieve this, we venture forth in conquest to acquire combat data and resources. Most recently, we succeeded in subjugating the home world of the beings whose strength was said to be without parallel, the dragons. Yet, though the endeavor yielded a wealth of combat data, the star was rendered barren and unable to yield resources. A subsequent costing determined that the losses incurred exceeded the gains. Autonomous weapon deployment complete. Vanguard armaments upgrade complete. Munition levels satisfactory. Combat readiness assessment nominal. Awaiting instructions from Sir. Maintaining state of combat readiness. Creo que el segundo con el que hablé fue el que más información útil dio. You'll learn a few things. So did I. Ere we share our findings, however, I believe it best step outside the outpost. Come with me. Ah, there you are. We finished surveying the area. This will come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. There were portraits like the others we used to get here, but those that worked only set us to isolated islands. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the Omicron that bars the way. What of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? So, the Omicron seek to advance themselves through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but their leader has yet to issue his new commands, and so they wait. In such a place, who could it be that fits Urianger's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Urianger said this? During our investigation before we joined you in Elegeia. So that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say it to all of us? Given what we know of this place is certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons and the Ea long for death, the Omicrons long for conflict. As much as that may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. In order to find the source of the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out the leader, this Ser. According to MO321, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. M032 also added that it would be a pointless exercise, but that in itself, I believe, is worth investigation. What do you say? Considering the Omicron's single-minded character, the lack of new orders does seem unusual. I see that we should seek out their leader. Pointless exercise. What does that mean, I wonder? No found. Están bien raros los nombres de estos quests, pero están chidos. So, the console we seek lies on the far side of the isle. Given the nature of the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. Si fuera como ciertos juegos, seguramente yo me habría caído en alguno de los hoyos de aquí. The log will suggest it is still operational. Well, how are we to interact with it? Greetings, sir. Can you hear me? Say something if you can. Awaken, activate. Password! Well, I tried. This appears to be the console, but it seems unresponsive. Would you care to take a look at it? Judging by the size of the Omicrons we have met, I'm reasonably confident the console is controlled via the orb. Bueno. You try touching, smacking, and attending to the console, but there is no response. Now look, I see. But there must be a way to activate it. There must.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough. But if we can't even activate it?
Perhaps there is a way. First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the most notable was that against the dragons. As you've doubtless surmised, I believe this was the homeworld of Omega. Sid built a jamming device to defeat it, a device which generated massive bursts of lightning, its sole weakness.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am. Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the effects of lightning?
Porque depende de
Because
ello.
it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as a source of energy.
My thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the Omicrons and their devices. So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic?
Have at it. Dale que es piñata.
Very well. Here I go.
It worked!
Opening connection to communications module 1. Connection established. Transmission. Strategic matrix signal 1 now online. As a primary strategic matrix, you may address me as server. Checking for new communications. None found. All units, please maintain current state. End transmission. Closing connection.
Wait! We have questions for you. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine guidelines for future assignments. All strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance with said guidelines. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness. End reply. Awaiting query.
Can you tell us why the Extended Operations Unit hasn't yet determined the guidelines?
Unable to comply. Information unavailable or access restricted.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied. Unable to establish connection.
Is there anything you can tell us? Have there been any abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens continue to operate at maximum efficiency. If your operations are suboptimal, please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. Otherwise, stand by at your designated post. End reply. End transmission. Closing connection.
I could activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive. What do you think?
If all the Omicrons really were running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end. As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions, and everyone is standing by.
Should be standing by at any rate. If there are those that are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operations unit.
Though I never encountered Omega myself, in conceiving the means to send the crystal over to the first, we borrowed much of Rennie's mastery of the rhythm. Indeed, so many times I did read the report of your battle, I believe I could recite it word by word. Omega's miniature likeness also survived to the future, if a little worse for the weird. If I must confess, I was delighted to see it again in the present. I remember when we set Omega loose to deal with Shinryu, an elegant weapon we once thought, and here we are now, visiting a recreation of its home world. I can only imagine how else these beings will surprise us. Let us focus our search on the outpost. Alice and I will be speaking with the Omnicrons this time, in the hopes we might learn something new. Meanwhile, perhaps you and Graha could observe them from a distance. These veins are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, then let us begin at once. As we came this way, I believe I spied a promising vantage point. Follow me. ¿Podrías decir que los Alagan utilizaron la tecnología de los Omnicron para mejorar su propia tecnología? Suena razonable. Ay, qué camino tan feo. And here we are. I see the twins are wasting no time with their inquiries. Let us begin observing the Omicrons. They are supposed to be standing by, so we should look for any that aren't. Muy bien. ¿Qué es eso? Mira, ahí está otro. ¿Quién es Andan Bistoma? Aquí. The horse is not aboard the Ragnarok, but however it came here, it seems to be quietly in its element. ¿Qué diablos? No esperaba encontrar una bistoma aquí. Otro ajolotito. ¿Quién lo diría? Bueno. A ver, ahí está Alice. The Omnicron is speaking with Alfina, so you can't hear the conversation if it appears otherwise normal. The record wanders carelessly, as if lacking a clear objective. An Omnicron wandering aimlessly. Where? Ah, I see it. It's left the base. Let's follow it. It's not here, but it definitely came this way. It must have used the portal. Time to go through and see what we find. What is it, Yukuri? Ah, you found it. What are you doing here? I'm looking at the tree. Quite an unusual specimen. What is the device attached to it? The tree is a sample collected from another star. As it cannot survive in our environment, however, it requires life support. That is the function of the device. To go to such lengths to design it, Is there something special about this tree? For foreign matter, protocol requires that we study it. As this task has been completed, the specimen may be discarded. However, when I behold the tree, I am made to feel as though there is a problem. In order to become strong, we have continued to enhance ourselves. Like we did countless others, we conquered the star whence this tree came. It is the last remnant of a dead world, and there is nothing towards which it may aspire. Yet it grows, extends its branches, sprouts leaves, produces seeds. Why does it seek to continue? Why was it made to behave in such a way? And to what end? I do not understand. I see. Out of curiosity, does this pertain to your duty? No, it does not. My apologies. I shall return to my designated post and assume a state of combat readiness. Y yo voy. So I was acting outside of orders. Perhaps it is simply a malfunctioning Omicron. They are by no means uncommon. But it may also be a unit possessed of the ability to make decisions, one not unlike Sir. I believe this bears further investigation. To endeavor to live even if we must depend on forces beyond our control. Tell me, Django, one day, when this adventure becomes a part of your epic, do you think I will be mentioned in it? Of course, why wouldn't you be? You truly think so? That would be a... Nah, I shouldn't say such things until the moment comes to pass. Never mind the embarrassment. Well, we had best get on with our task. Tracking down Sir and understanding the nature of the emotion which bars our way. We should return to the outpost for now. The others will wish to hear about the errant Omicron. Hola Alonso Gon, ¿cómo estás? Ah, sí, llovió por allá. Aquí llovió hace rato. Acaba de terminar de llover casi. Bueno, no casi, hace como una hora. Está bien. Me imagino que debe estar muy bochornoso por lo poquito que llovió. Pero me imagino que al rato se refresca, ¿no? Como ya se empezó a disipar el calor. ¿O crees que calore más? Está bien. Ay. A ver. It appears the two of you made a promising discovery. I have given them the short of it. If you could care to provide the full account. Graha says you found a suspicious Omicron. That's good because the units here were of no help. They all had the same thing to say about the extended operations unit, that there is no way to arrange a direct meeting. Still, that served to prove that it's business as usual at the old post. But enough about us. Tell me you learned something more useful. An Omicron trying to make sense of meaning of life. None of the others were even a fraction as philosophical. Pero no han conocido los de Nier Automata. This unit may well be in a position of leadership, perhaps even one of those that comprise here. As we know, the Omicrons invade other stars and enhance themselves using the Impulse of Conquest. With the technology at their disposal, they should be able to alter their bodies, be in part of or in whole. Setting aside the question of motive, or if Sir, for example, wished to have an ordinary Omicron's body, I see no reason why it would not be possible. The problem is how to go about ascertaining if that's what happened. When I attempted to probe further, it promptly ended the conversation. If it is indeed Sir, I thought it would willingly reveal its true identity. I have an idea. We use lighting on the console again. Would we make it stronger? Much stronger. At that moment, should the unit exhibit a reaction, that could suggest that it has a connection to Sir. An impressive idea, I dare say it's worth a try. I had a feeling you'd be on aboard. This time you must allow me to do the honors. I will stand in case your incantation draws sentries to the sea. For my part, then, I will approach our suspect and divert its attention, during which time, Django, I want you to observe closely for anomalous behavior. I should mention that, shortly before you returned, an Omicron appeared from the same direction. Rather than entering the outpost, however, it headed off towards the console at first. I assumed it was a unit on patrol, but perhaps that could only be our errant Omicron. We must seek it out and begin our operation at once. Alright, Alfie now, and I will stand by at the console, and when it's time, I'll unleash the veritable storm. This will work, I'm sure of it. After all, our comrades are watching over us. Come, my friend, let us find this dove-plagued Omicron. Hello World. Es de los primeros comandos de línea que uno aprende. It is you again. What is your query? You are the one that was observed in the tree, are you not? Full glad I am to find you again. I have a question for you, you see, about the device which sustains the tree. Provided it does not necessitate the disclosure of restricted information, very well. Raja has begun distracting the Omicron. Soon Alice will strike the console with lightning. Dale. An anomaly, you say? Performing diagnostic, I reconfirm it. My connection to central combat is suffering for intermittent failures. I must lead a one and present myself for maintenance at the nearest facility. You will excuse me. What you need, my friend, isn't maintenance, it does come for the truth. While we spoke, I currently destroyed the console you said to communicate with Sir. That is the cause of your anomaly. You are connected to CERT, aren't you? Affirmative. To what end you sought to assert this fact, I do not know. Before we speak further, we must move away from the other units. I do not wish for them to know my true identity. Very well. Our friends are at the console. Let us head there. Bueno, creo que antes de continuar con el quest, porque realmente no sé cuánto tiempo queda para que empiece la siguiente parte, vamos a hacer estos 4 quests de acá, que son para que ayudan a desbloquear el vuelo. Igual yo los hago continuos, eso podría servir. A fin de cuentas ya adelanté la parte que quería adelantar. How fortunate that you are here, corporeal being, for we are in need of your assistance. I am sure you saw some of my kind drifting above the untamed wheels just over there. As I understand, they are binding their spirits together as one in hopes of diluting their consciousness and erasing their sorrows. Unfortunately, the resulting amalgam doubtless longs for more minds to incorporate, and if other air approach it, we may be drawn into the growing giant mass against our will. Your corporeal form seems to outweigh your mental capacity. so you should be safe. However, please destroy the collective consciousness before it kills us all. Your ready acceptance gladdens me. I believe that if you lay waste of two wandering souls, the amalgam will appear. Do be aware that while your mind is safe, it may present other dangers should you release that you are attempting. Okay. Listo. I see you make quick work of the amalgam. Of course, it is well within each heir's rights to choose when they wish to end their own existence, but to force others to join them, however accidentally, it's another matter. This whole ordeal has led me to contemplate how I should meet my own demise. Ah, but forgive me, I forgot such matters are not left to choice for your kind. Truthfully, I invite you to go forth each day full of vigor, not knowing when your leaves will be unexpectedly snuffed out. It must be incredible. My apologies if I have made you uncomfortable. I am unused of speaking with mortals. Be assured that I appreciate your help, and you have given me much to think about regarding death, or perhaps life. Ok, uno menos. Pardon me, traveler. I lack the sense of time, as perceived by those of finite lifespans. Would you might be able to spare a moment to speak with some of my fellow heir? It is rare to find one so unmarred by the scars of deepest wisdom. Your appearance and perceptions as an outsider differ so much from our own that I wonder if a degree of interaction might prove stimulating for both parties. Much obliged, I shall mark their location for you on your map. They tend to spend considerable time frequently their usual haunts. Hmm? Oh, you must be that traveler from young who has been caused by the stir around our abode. What strokes of luck! In fact, I had been hoping I might have the opportunity to exchange thoughts with you and your companions. For you see, I have too long while away my days in listless banality, drifting waywardly as my mental faculties dulled and slowed. I so longed to strike up stimulating conversation with a traveler, yet for so long none would pay me visit. That said, I never imagined you would have such strange physical form. Pray tell, how do you keep your balance? What keeps your innards from spilling out through one of the multiple orifices on your body? Oh, but pardon me, truly, I mean no offense. Clearly, life in your world forms is shaped to be suitable, perhaps even necessary, for your survival. Perhaps our own original force was equally horrifying. Qué tacto. Seeing you makes me wonder indeed, what our corporal forms once looked like. Will our limbs be as lanky and unwieldy? Our heads are as bulbous and unbalanced? Perhaps we resemble your kind in more ways than not. Laid back air. How curious, an unfamiliar corporeal life form calls out to me. As I wait in vain for the inevitable coming of the end. This is indeed the chance of a lifetime, mayhap of many lifetimes, and so I pose to you this question. Tell me, traveler, what is the true nature of life and the universe? A deep forest for Predator's lore. 42. An eternal adventure. It will be seem so. You still have much to learn, and yet I almost envy you for your blissful ignorance. It reminds me of feelings that my kind had lost since forgotten. The end of our universe is inevitable, our actions entirely devoid of meaning. This is the one and only truth of existence. Other one. What a curious being you are. Have my peers discovered how to regain their corporeal forms while I remain lost in thought? No, of course not. Come to think of it, I wonder if we ever possessed the peculiar form that you now do. Oh dear, I fear this always happens when I delve too deep into such ruminations. The very moment I attempt to regain clarity, it triggers this most unpleasant reaction. If my fellow Ea have not found a way for us to require our corporality, perhaps it fails to me to meditate further upon the matter. In any event, pray leave me to my cogitations. May you kindly leave me to my ruminations. I dare say I am nearly on the verge of a philosophical breakthrough. vamos. Como tengo... mira, le voy a dar la experiencia al Warrior. Porque es un job que me gusta. Did you encounter my acquaintance? I can only hope that they deliver the same sense of stimulation from conversing with you as I myself did. If so, we may yet discover a means to attain the moratorium known as death. Until that time, should you ever be in the mood for a discussion on the profound and inevitable meaninglessness of the universe, we will be here waiting. Yes, always waiting. Bueno, por lo menos fueron cortos estos. Ahora vamos a la villa de los Unicrons. Learn to love. Okay. Assistant requested. This unit has observed a curious phenomenon in which certain members of enemy factions have exhibited a marked increase in their combat capabilities. Analysis suggests that said members share unique intraspecific bonds with others in their faction. These individuals were conferred titles such as consort and family. This unit detected no difference in physiology that would provide notable advantage in combat, yet the presence of intraspecific bonds alone led to an increase in performance. Records indicate that one member of a bond group exhibits exponential improvement when others are eliminated. Potential benefits of such augmentation are projected to be immense. Thus, this unit's query: are you familiar with the aforementioned phenomenon? This is fortunate, as this unit has constructed a consort for research purposes. You are asked to delineate the method by which this unit might form an intraspecific bond with the said consort. Requesting standby and present coordinates. Initiating consort retrieval. Pues aquí. Activating Introduction. This unit represents the aforementioned consort. At present, its capabilities are comparable to subordinate patrol units. How should we proceed? You could give it a pet name. You need to grow closer. Synonyms detected. Initiated semantic review. Closer suggests obtaining a nearer physical proximity to the target that at present this unit will move toward the consort in an attempt to develop the desired intraspecific bond. Visual analysis at this range reveals a dent in the target's frame. Estimated impact on functionality inconsequential. This unit requests confirmation that such discoveries will result in improved performance. No. Cross-reference gesture database. Implication identifies as doubtful, issuing a new proposal to refer to the Omicron as my beloved, stimulating the way in which a member of an enemy faction referred to its bond mate. Appellation change confirmed. New destination, my beloved. Reconfiguring emotional status to grateful. This unit appreciates your assistance in facilitating the creation of a special bond with my beloved. Initiating phase 2 of experiment. ¿Qué intentas hacer? This unit will evaluate whether the destruction of my beloved bears a positive impact on this unit's combat capabilities. Transmitting self-destruct command to my beloved. No, así no funciona. Analyzing status. No changes in functionality detected. Possibility of transmission failure estimated as 78%. This unit as that you confirm that my beloved has successfully executed the self-destruction command. The retrieval of remains also requested. Un poco preocupante. Supone que... Uy, se fue lejos. Más bien le hubiera dicho que lo que tiene que evitar es que se destruya. Los cachitos de my beloved. Pobre my beloved. Lo que quedó. Vamos de regreso porque me da flojera. Requesting retrieval of my beloved. Potential for reconstruction and for the experimentation remains high. Bueno, pues está en lo que quedó. Self-destruction confirmed successful. Sadly, experiment confirmed unsuccessful. Analysis of the used parameters shows no change in functionality. This unit will consider executing a family simulation after reconstructing enemy faction data, but based on results of the consort simulation, termination of research may be unadvisable. Reconfiguring emotion state to disappointed to grateful. This unit thanks you once more for your cooperation. Your proposed methodology may be implemented in future experiments. Bueno, si algo les sirve. Cristal de Dynamis. Ok. Ah, mira. Mira, si quieres los básicos los puedes conseguir de aquí. Porque nunca se me ocurrió eso. Initiating communication. This unit requests your participation in an Omicron combat simulation. 98.8% of the past 12,069 sessions have produced the exact same result. Thus, an unknown quantity such as yourself is required. An Omicron aggressor is positioned outside the base. This unit has instructed safe opponent to record all combat sessions data. You may initiate your assault when your preparations are complete. When it records, we destroy it or smash it. Are you looking for a more pummeling or a pulverizing? Uncertainty detected. Jerry win previous transmissions. Verbal analysis suggests this unit has omitted crucial information regarding the current mission. This unit begs your pardon. Once you have nearly destroyed the aggressor, you are requested to activate this device, which will automatically transfer combat data to a convenient portable format. Initiating handover protocol. Sending coordinates. Per the transmission you received. The opponent is located on the planar frame extending from this base. Reconfiguring emotional state to grateful. This unit thanks you for your cooperation. Ok, entonces vamos por algo que pueda no pueda hacerme arrepentir de salir de aquí otra vez. Hace rato ya hasta se me olvidó que andaba con un job no muy fuerte en esta área. ¿Sabes qué? Posiblemente sea un poco más rápido como niña. Una que se tuvo sola. Reviewing received transmission. Analysis suggests the aggressor is no longer operational. Requesting return of previously provided recording device. Extraction of combat data complete. Analyzing. Quality of data greatly exceeds expected values in all expected values and all previous records, recuperating emotional state to impressive. Data suggests you engaged the aggressor at close quarters and gave it little time to respond. This unit will submit a request to the logistics ministry for the augmentation of emergency escape apparatus. Searching database for seasonally appropriate action. Only through combat we can improve ourselves. The absence of new challenge results in stagnation. Records indicate this base has not encountered new threats in a considerable amount of time. This unit sees potential value in enduring attacks more frequently. Through its discord prevention module is buzzing in a most irritating fashion. Recuperated emotional state to grateful. This unit appreciates your cooperation in the collection of combat data. Analysis suggests it will prove invaluable to further development of Ace Omicron. Eso fue relativamente cool. Ok, ahora veamos. Ya solo me falta uno. Ya yo voy a acabar. Changos. Ok. Ay, bueno. Vamos pues. Sí, cierto. A ver. Ah, ya. A ver. Acá ¿dónde quedó? Creo que era uno de los amarillos, ¿no? Hola Dan, ¿cómo estás? Llegas justo cuando me había acabado cuando me había quedado sin actividades por hacer. No, no estoy buscando ropa, estoy buscando poses interesantes. Aiteric. Sí, vamos a poner el rojo. Frame. No. Film. ¿Cuántos hay por desbloquear y tampoco os queda desbloqueado? End of an era, full loads. Ya no, es que me dejan los que tengo porque son poquitos. 10 años. Compañero. Voy a usar este. Y ya. Es que este es el que se va a poner cuando inicio los dungeons. Como ya tiene rato que pusieron la opción de poder hacer que tu personaje tenga poses cuando inicia el dungeon, por eso cuando se tiene opción o tiempo para hacerlo se hace. Ya se me había olvidado. Oh, está chida esta arma. Ah, vaya. Desde nivel 100, corazón se ve. Corazón no lo había reconocido. No he hecho nada de esas armas. Me ha dado una flojera. It's not is amiss with the other Omicrons. I dare to hope we have found that which prevents our advance. Ah, pues tenía que encontrar al jefe de los Omicrons y prácticamente ya lo encontré, pero pues como todavía no llegabas, decidí ponerme a pasear mientras tanto. Justo, por eso te digo, justo acabo de acabarme las actividades. Y también encontré otro ajolote y te mandé un screenshot para que lo vieras. A little your worst wonder, doesn't it? All that's left is to have this Omicron divulge the truth to us. This unit struggles to understand why the tree continues to grow despite being destined to die. Let us shed light on its thought that we may shine the way forward. Ah, ¿ya escuchaste la canción? ¿Ya te diste cuenta que cambió respecto a cuando estaba hablando con los EA?
As you have surmised, I am part of the shared intelligence of Stigma 1. It was my charge to determine the optimal path to achieving our prime function. His body had been abandoned by its former owner and lay unused. I took it and abandoned my own, and with it, my duty.
May we ask why you did this? From what we gather, it seems to be a personal matter.
Our kind did not always look as they do now. Long ago, we possessed frail and feeble bodies. Beleaguered by stronger races, our ancestors took to augmenting their flesh in order to defend themselves. What began with limited parts eventually spread to the whole body, and at last, a means was discovered to convert the mind into data, rendering even the brain obsolete. Such complete mechanical beings were called the Omicrons, and by their might, we came to reign supreme over the star. to civilizations aside from our own. Civilizations that may be stronger still than us. Rather than risk becoming the subjugated, we chose to become the subjugator. We began our conquest of the stars, that we might acquire the resources and knowledge we needed to reign supreme. We were successful in that endeavor. So powerful did we become, we could lay low even the mighty dragons. But then something unexpected happened. I began experiencing an error. I could no longer determine an optimal path.
You were malfunctioning.
I performed numerous full system scans, each time finding no issues. Yet the error persisted. It was then that I speculated. What could happen if we grew so powerful as to have no equal? To become stronger was essential to our existence. Our every action has been in service to this objective. But if nothing lies beyond this, can it be truly said that it was essential? Have we been engaging only in wanton destruction?
You could find no threat to justify your purpose.
Imagínate tan poderosos que ya no tienen propósito.
They will stand by until their reserves of energy are spent, for I have no path to offer them.
It is not our place to pass judgment on the deeds of the Omicrons. But surely, this does not have to spell the end of your people. With your power and knowledge, the possibilities are endless. Why not seek out a new purpose?
That is impossible. In the beginning, we had a higher purpose than our pursuit of power. But we lost sight of it when we so irrevocably altered our fundamental forms. When we cast aside our flesh, so too did we cast aside all that defined us. Nothing remains of who we once were. I have no aspirations. No longer can I dream. The vital spark is lost. Lost amidst circuitry and code and commands.
¿Cómo ves? O sea, se volvieron máquinas y básicamente perdieron la voluntad de
I
vivir.
believe I know how to overcome this despair. The words are ready in my mind, but ere I speak them,
Tú puedes, Graja.
I want you to make me a promise. Be it across time or space, our promises have always connected us. And so I ask that you indulge me once more, that this won't be the end.
I can't, not again. You say it. I will do it. Vamos. Date vuelo.
Is that so? In that case, I won't hold back. First, I want to visit Ishgard with you. Properly. We scarcely had time to look around last time. I should like it very much if you could show me the sights. Next, you must regale me with your greatest adventures, in the places where you lived them, if possible. I may have read about all your deeds, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. And last but not least, a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. We'll travel the lands, cross the seas, and take to the skies upon the eternal wind, and it will be marvelous. It will. If you would humor me a moment. When we awaken each morning, how can we prove that we're the same individual who retired the night before? Through the remembrance of past events, we might say. We have our memories, yet there are times when we forget or recall incorrectly. What of our bodies, then? It is the same one, we might say, yet technically speaking, as living beings, our bodies are constantly changing. It will never be as it was at an earlier point in time. Our souls are no more immutable. On our star, people are known to inherit the souls of others, yet they are decidedly different beings. For my part, I've subjected my totality to much and more. I've made my body into an extension of a tower, blended my soul and memories with those of another self. And each time I would ask myself, what is it that makes me, me?
Were you able to determine an answer?
No. But that doesn't mean I'm confused. It simply means I'm the same as everyone else. So I posit this. Who we were need not prescribe what we now hold in our hearts. Whatever came before, what matters most is the present. For me, that is being here with my friends, full proud of how much we've grown together. So I urge you to not give up. Heed your heart's desire, and hope that the future you long for shall be realized.
I cannot. We cannot. We cannot understand desire, nor comprehend hope. We do not know how to create such things.
We are not unlike, you and I. I too have struggled to find the courage to express and embrace my wants. If you like, I will tell you a tale. A tale of a world on the brink. Of a people who never gave up on the future. Of a man who realized his grandest dreams and then awakened to a grander reality.
Un camino de cristal.
You idiot! Just once, stay with us to the end.
A crystal impact. He paid it for us. They all live so easily, as is nothing. How do they think we feel? The next time we meet, I give him such a flick, and that will be just the start. Fools, all of them, fools. The crystal impact. Grajas has paved it for us. Difficult as it is, we must carry on. For our friends and all who await us in fate. So come, let us seek the path's beginning. It appears to be near the outpost. I won't let it break. I won't let it break me. Don't you worry. I never have, and I will, and I never will. Look, Django, a portal has opened. It will surely deliver us through. It must. Okay, vamos. Look up, Django. It's as though the stars are being devoured by the dead sun. And that's where we are headed, into the mouth of darkness. Well, here is where the path begins, and it ascends to dazzling heights. Let us make our way, one sure steps at a time. Now more than ever, we must walk as one. Will you go and take Alice's hand? Our friends got us this far, their courage, their strength, their wisdom, their love. We owe it to them to continue no matter how long it takes. All I can hear are my footfalls. My heartbeat is so much quieter now. But the fact we can breathe and continue on is proof that the others are still with us. They are, aren't they? Tancred would scout the road ahead. Pistola or younger will trade opinions on esoteric subjects. Graha will join in the discussion, or else chat with me and Alice about the mission. Stine will be at the rear, apart yet present. All the while you will come and go wherever you are needed, and together we will travel. Those broken stars I see, shattered, ruptured, unraveled, I wonder if they are also worlds recreated and the rents. The sight of them fills me with a sorrow I cannot describe, and a truth I cannot deny. Birth and death, whence we came and where we'll return, a will from which there is no escape. The immutable lights that shine in the distance, to think that they all could have built civilizations, to think that everything they built has gone to dust, their peoples lost to despair, or the stars floating in the sea of midnight. Ours is an only aberration. And yet, no matter how many worlds have met their ends, with you and Alice beside me, there is nothing I fear, no ocean so vast I cannot cross. The portal is barely visible up here. Truly, we have come far, much farther than would have been possible had we kept chasing perfect ideals as we did in the past. It is because we have known failure and frustration that we have learned and grown from them, that Hyderin has entrusted us with this mission. with the fate of the very star. It's all a dream, isn't it? A long, elaborate dream. Any moment now I will wake up in my bed, still a student, grandfather alive. I'd go about my day and relieved as the fragments of that other life fade away. And that would be happiness, wouldn't it? That none of it. No. No, it won't. Give up this experience, good and bad. They are mine. They are me. Me? Oh, I still have plenty of legs left in me. Don't you worry, it's you I'm worried about. You always put yourself so hard for us, for everyone. And while we are here, we'll make sure to bear our share of the burden. Rest assured I am fine, but thank you for your concern, but to yourself. So we can't afford to be too lazy, neither need we rush unduly. We have crossed an impossible distance to stand where we are now, and we are but a few steps away from journey's end. It will be over before we know it. Well, this is it, the end of the path, and the beginning of whatever awaits. There will be greater hardships. We may be made to feel powerless, yet come what may, let us have no regrets. No, let us have pride in what we have achieved, in what we achieved, and how it changes us for the better. That's worth fighting for and dying for as they did. There are some structures up ahead, still a ways to go before we reach the dead sun. Given all this, I know how naive it must sound to hope it all works out somehow. Still, you'll forgive me if I wish for all the same, and for you most of all. Not that you of all people need it, it's just after all the help you have given me, no one I want to be the one to help you. Of all the recreated worlds we have seen, this one feels the most familiar. This is almost. Normal. It's not unlike many cities we know, but it's deadly quiet. Maybe the inhabitants are within the buildings, or invisible to our senses. Wrong on both accounts, there is simply no one here. Meteon. This is how I found it when I arrived. Another star which once pulsed with life, but no longer. How it ended, I do not know. Invasion, sickness, suicide, none can say. None lived, none lived to speak for the dead. They are gone, gone. Search all you like, but you will only end up turning back. If what Meteon says is true, what are what are we supposed to do? You think you have got me? This phone is barely a drop from the ocean that swells within the dead sun. Even so, I could easily unmake you. You are only still alive because of your comrades, but they cannot protect you forever. Until they fade away, I will satisfy myself with watching you try and fail to find a way out of this lifeless place. If there is no one here, then neither should be there. If there is no one here, then neither should be there in motion to battle way. Yet Meteon seems convinced we'll turn back. What riddle is this? One way or another, we must find a way forward. Let us make a thorough search of the city. Whatever Meteon may have said, we should confirm it with our own eyes. We need to have a look around. Indeed, at the very least, it doesn't appear to be a sprawling place like those before. If we split up, it shouldn't take too long to cover the area. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. Perhaps you could try calling out. Is anyone here? If anyone has heard you, they do not respond. This place is reminiscent of a bar, but neither patrons nor staff are anywhere to be seen. Egg-shaped containers line in the shelves, with a loose few sitting on the counter, vessels for beverage in all likelihood. A venue bustling with activity until it was not. The object resembles a tree, and appears to have been fashioned from a stone-like material, erected in place of an actual tree, or to serve some other purpose. Perhaps regardless, there is no one left to explain to tell the story. Were it not for the thick layer of dust, one could imagine someone drinking from these cups but a moment ago. Throw jet slightly off the ground, this appears to be a door, while the objects to the left could be letterboxes. The door is rusted shut, and the film of those all over suggests no one has gone through a long time. In the distance you glimpse Alice picking her way through the rooms, but otherwise you spy no signs of life. If anyone can hear me, say something. You call echoes faintly before being swallowed by the silence. Django, take a look at this. The road was a little longer. If the road was a little longer, we could take it just beneath the dead sun. But I suppose this is where the reconstruction ends. How about you? Did you find anything of interest? I see. I noticed the same things. Cups left on the tables, chairs out of place. I don't know what happened here, but I don't want to be alone anymore. We have searched enough for now. Let's find Alfino and compare what we have learned.
Did you find anything?
No. This place is completely deserted. And I can't see how we're supposed to move on from here.
Neither can I. It's quite the quandary. There are no denizens to bar our path, yet there is no way forward.
For another mystery, we did find signs of very recent life. You'd swear everyone just vanished into thin air. I wonder how many ruined worlds like this has Meteor seen.
Could it be? Yes. Yes, I believe I may have puzzled this out. Despite how it appears, it's no different this time. There is someone here who has wished for this ruin. And I believe that together, Alize and I can overcome their will.
I promise your parents I keep you safe.
I know. I know. But if there is a chance this will work, then I would take it. For everyone, and for myself. I will not pretend otherwise. I have my fears. Not for myself, but for you. The last to remain. You are no stranger to carrying the burden of others. But I can only imagine how heavy the weight would be this time. As your friend, I cannot bear the thought of making you suffer so.
I suggest such a thing? It's too much to ask of anyone, even him. Why must he be the one? Why must he fight alone? More than a hero, he's a dear friend. Not only to us, but to so many others. There are so many people in the world who care for you, and yet...
Alize, I have an idea. Given the nature of this realm, it may be possible to do more than unbar our friend's path. We might also pave him a new one. For instance, a path where he finds happiness at journey's end. This much, I think we can believe with the utmost conviction, no matter how deep our despair. So please, believe in us too, and press on. Thank you. What are you?
If the plan's decided, then let's not dally.
Ah, there you are. It was as I said, was it not?
It was. We couldn't find anyone. But this place isn't entirely deserted, is it? You are here. You sought out a star of promise and found a ruined husk. Like us, you explored the devastation. Like us, you were stricken. Horrified by the thought that so many lives could be snuffed out as if they were worth nothing. And the thought that you would have to bear the terrible tidings to Hermes. That which you saw and felt, you shared with your sisters, as did they share their own grim findings with you. Overcome by the pervasive despair of these stars, some of you inadvertently ushered their peoples to their ends. Knowing the horrors you know, anyone would feel the same. They would fear what lies ahead and struggle to move forward.
Fear. I had forgotten that such a thing existed. So focused have I been on shepherding despair.
If you can remember, then you can still face and overcome your own fear.
Why would I bother with such an insignificant emotion? If the despair I command is as a raging river, then fear is but a trickling stream. It can do nothing to alter my flow. You spoke with the Aya, yes? Heard their tale of what awaits the universe. It's true. The stars grow colder and more distant. Eventually, all will enjoy frozen solitude. Using the power of Dynamis, I'm hastening that process. In so doing, nothing will be born ever again. Everyone will remain dead. Alas, it It will take time for that to happen. So in mercy, I sent you my gift. To spare you needless suffering. Don't worry. Even if no living witnesses remain to mark the event, I'll make certain that Atheris has a proper end.
For all the power you wield, you're more fearful than the familiar you used to be. That meteor feared simply to move forward. But your fear is such that you've given up on everything. I know it well. That sense of defeat. I've tasted my fair share of it. But as many times as we've fallen down, we've learned how to pick ourselves up and carry on. We take each other's hand, share in each other's courage, follow in each other's footsteps, and turn sorrow into strength.
There are times when we fail. We bear wounds that do not heal. But these experiences are part of life, and they make us stronger. We rise, fall, and rise again.
Nothing now, you say?
Don't worry about us. You must take the next step, and all the rest after that.
Mientras tanto en Charlian,
Please, please, oh, please let them all be safe. Cryle? Are you all right?
It's nothing. Just a headache.
solo eso.
They'll be fine. I know they will.
Apologies for the interruption. A man arrived on the last ferry, an associate of the Scions. He wishes to speak with you at once.
¿Quién será? Según ya se fueron todos. this city devoid of life, you sense the presence of another. The sorrow of a thousand words weighs heavy, and yet you can walk on. Sí, te voy a pasar un tweet para que lo vayas viendo mientras hago esta caminata. Y ahora ya es la canción completa. Así es como debe. Ahora sí que está la canción tal cual. Muy bien, vamos a empezar. Mira. En Walker, walking alone unto journey sent, the burden weigh heavy. Y solo puedes caminar, no puedes correr.
If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you.
Advert, en caso de que te preguntes quién es.
Do not despair. You are not without allies.
What we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on.
Merwilf.
Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
Se me olvidó su nombre, pero es... ya, es Rauban.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice.
No, este es Rauban.
The prize is worth the price.
Confundo los nombres también.
And we for our part are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Esta es la Cecir de Gridania.
Save your tears for the morrow. You may be sure we will have ample cause to shed them, be they for joy or despair.
Lord Hien.
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
Ese sí no recuerdo quién es.
A future shaped by the choices we made in ways we could never foresee.
Yet miracles do happen. So let us pray and will our friends home.
I won't stop praying until I know they're safe.
Algomor.
Look to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Minfilia. Empezamos con Advert y terminamos con Advert.
Let's finish this.
Here the path ends. There is no way to reach our nest. I told you. Resignation and acceptance reign in this place. The rejection of life by those who came to curse it. Those whose dreams were unfulfilled, whose prayers were unheard, whose labours were unrewarded. Hope cannot deliver you unto hopelessness. Our refuge is beyond you. Always has it been. Such is the nature of this place. You should have remained on Atheris. Struggle will avail you not, nor will it grant your comrades peace. Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You have suffered enough.
El cristal de Asem.
Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't.
How do we make peace with
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
You must triumph.
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
I am ever grateful.
After all these years.
Is this
Fan Daniel.
the answer I was hoping for?
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
Perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
En Metegidlo Deus. I went for sake or cause. Ni más ni menos.
I bid them remember, but all this time I'm the one who had forgotten. A right fool you've made of me, Hermes. And to add insult to injury, I've been denied a sound rest, forced to watch this clamorous show.
Oh, come now. It's been a gripping tale. Unbreakable bonds and noble sacrifice, sprinkled with moments of levity to counterbalance the pathos. It's got it all. I, for one, would have been perfectly content to watch enraptured from the stalls.
Oh, bueno.
But I won't say no to a bit part.
What are you?
Half-faded souls of the dead. Isn't it painfully obvious? Worry not. We haven't the power to defeat you, nor is it our duty to do so. Not anymore. That being said, we do have a score to settle. So here I am, Vinar. I suppose you needed me to tie it all together, these frayed threads of our history. But knowing you, I suspect there's a joke in it too. Oh yes, I can imagine you gloating over my forgetfulness.
No, claro que no.
Were I feeling charitable, I might assume you had left room for the possibility of this outcome. Even so, you'll get no applause from me. A single gesture will not lighten the burden I've had to bear. Still, you must be commended.
Our methods would not have brought mankind this far.
Gracias, Emmet.
And so, as a show of respect to the last of us, I make this declaration. You will not end our journey. That is our answer. The answer of all lives of Aetheris, past and present.
Ooh.
As you've called us to the stage, so shall we perform. And creation magics never fail to please. Drawing upon the hopes of your comrades, we will make for you a new path. What form said path takes depends on you. So focus. Focus and envision that which rejects the claim that you cannot attain your goal. Ours is the wisdom to weave the fabric of reality. Ours is the power to create.
Ándale.
Meteor, though I gave you these wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth.
Ah, cómo se le ven los ojos.
So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run, and so much more. A flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
These Elpis blooms serve as proof that this realm is not utterly devoid of hope. No more can you deny its power. No more is yours the dominion of despair. In case the practical implications were lost on you, your comrades no longer need fight their fight. So go on. Call them back to your side.
Ahora traerlos de vuelta. Y aquí están todos de nuevo.
May you ever walk in the light.
May you ever walk on the light.
How disappointing. Not even a single scar in the making to brag about.
You'll find a way regardless.
Honestly, this is far more than any of us could have hoped for. Let us be thankful.
Pues técnicamente se murieron, pero lo que está diciendo, lo que había comentado cuando empezó la parte de Ultima Thule, es de que su cuerpo desapareció. Lo único que quedó fue su fuerza de voluntad o su alma. Y eso es lo que mantenía el lugar con cierto nivel de estabilidad. Entonces lo que hizo Emmet junto con Hitlodeus fue tomar todas las piezas que dejaron los Scions, que desaparecieron, y llenaron el lugar con Ether. Entonces el lugar ya no está compuesto nada más de Dynamis, ya hay Ether existiendo en este plano. Es por eso que le dice Emmet que ella ya no controla el lugar.
Indeed, that we thus stand reunited is a gift. Let us not squander it, and see that we all return to Aethers.
Aye, as soon as we've averted the final days.
Good to see you again. Our heroic sacrifice paid off, I take it.
Come, my friends. Let us carry on and finish it. Together.
Metion. Ven con nosotros, Metion. Uy, se está rompiendo. Ay, esa yema está muy rancia. La voz de Metion.
Crying in pain, wailing in sorrow, hurting. End it. Silence it. Silence our song of oblivion.
Capuf.
Is open. They can proceed.
Gracias, Deus, Emmet.
So it seems.
Bueno, una despedida ahora. Es lo que sigue.
You're leaving.
Of course. The encore is finished. And I will not suffer myself to live again by Heideling's magic. But more than that, the future you seek is not the past we loved. That is why we fought, and why I lost. But though you defeated me, my ideals are inviolate, invincible. Spare me your pity. I have no use for it. If you would do something for me, save our star. See this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and with elation in your hearts, bid the final curtain fall. Only then may it rise again, and a new tale begin. With new paths for all to play. Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
the fabled golden cities of the New World, the sacred sites of the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles. What about Mericidia, the southern continent? Do you know aught of its present state of affairs? I thought not. Even of your little Eorzea, you know precious little. The true identities of the 12, for instance. All of which is to say, expand your horizons, go forth and seek discovery. Some of the civilizations in the reflections will surprise you. As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much. I certainly did.
I pray we meet again. If not in this life, then perhaps another. Whensoever it should be, I trust it will be a most joyous reunion.
For you, maybe. I want nothing to do with it.
Vamos, Emmet. No seas aguafiestas.
Oh, don't be that way.
Otra vez te despides con una sonrisa. Rayos. It is my fervent hope that our ancient friends will find a new beginning. They and all of their brethren who have returned to the TLC. For that to come to pass, we must succeed. We must avert the final days and save Etheris. To go and see all those places and more, MSQ has given you quite a task. Suffice to say, I should be glad to assist you, once we have returned together triumphant, of course. For all the lives of those stars whose light had been extinguished, for the ancients who went before us, I offer a solemn prayer. No need to explain. I have a rough idea of what happened while I was gone. It was a strange feeling, as though I was struggling in a pitch-black sea. A powerful tide was trying to wash me away, one that churned with hatred and envy for life, and it was all I could do swim against it. Then suddenly I was here. It felt long and short at the same time, hazy as in a dream, but thought it all one thing was crystal clear. You fought with all your being, keep our hopes alive. I can't claim I fully understood the workings of this place, but in a moment I felt I knew what I needed to do. I felt it was the right time to offer up this life I owe, that I could risk all on the wager that the rest of you would manage without me. how glad am I to see that I was right. As different and mysterious as the ancients may be, they were people not unlike us. The first people to fall and feel pain, and the first forced to find a way to rise again. From them we have come, and in our pain and suffering we are connected. Está muy brilloso el suelo. I don't think I ever knew what to say to the man. In retrospect, I always felt like the wrong thing. But the past notwithstanding, he came to your aid in your moment of need. We are here, and we will not squander this chance he has given us. We will see this tale to a triumphant conclusion and be the final curtain fall. Ya puedo volar aquí. Viajero frecuente. A ver, veamos quién está en línea, si es que hay alguien aquí pueda molestar. Nope, nadie. Ok. Let's usher an ending worthy of the greatest ovation. One that will give all Aetheris cause to raise their voices in celebration. Aceptar. And Walker. Are you ready, Django? Then let us set forth for the reckoning. Having come this far, I know everyone's resolve is beyond doubt, so I will say only this. Within that dead sun swirls the emotions that Meteon has hoarded, the emotions of innumerable souls who strove for happiness but failed. As it was with the denizens of Ultima Thule that barred our way, it is not for us to revoke and admonish. It was not by passing judgment on the tragic legacies of others that we arrived at this moment. Rather, it was by opening our hearts to their despair, by understanding and acknowledging their fates, while still refusing to share in them ourselves, to hold fast to hope, not to ignore but by choice. Should you struggle to do so, I am here to help, as you have all helped me. Everyone's going home today, understood? Hi! Okay. Dividends now accessible. Veamos de cuánto tiempo es el queue para esto. 12 minutos, ok. Vamos como paladín entonces. Ya 5 minutos es mejor. Al menos ya puedo usar el chocobo para explorar. Bueno, pues como podrás ver, Ultima Tool son fragmentos de diferentes planetas. Es por eso que está hecho cachitos esencialmente. Eso fue rápido. Bien.
So you are finally here, in this place between death and rebirth, where life knows no dawn.
Mira, ahí va Metion.
Follow me down into the darkest depths of despair.
Unas hermanitas de Metion. Los bosses van a ir más o menos rápido.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful blue star that fell to pestilence and rotted inside and out. The more its people clung to life, the more they suffered. Until they curse not the illness, but their fellow corrupted. Those who lived and festered, those who died and decayed.
Uy, escapé al debuff casi por la orilla. Si te pega el debut de esta cosa, recibes un daño demasiado fuerte, ni siquiera te puede curar el healer. Y este viento que ves también hace que te pegue el debut. Si te pega, igual prácticamente es un bye bye. Es que está ya enfermo, por eso está deforme.
And the very last of them wished they had never been born at all. In a faraway place, a brilliant star eradicated disease before destroying the selfsame lives it had saved.
Chécate Global Citizen, a cada rato va a aparecer.
People sought ever greater freedoms no matter the cost. They tried to buy peace with fire and steel.
Te vas a perder lo bueno. Bueno, pues ya ni modo. Descansa. Bye bye. Gracias por darte la vuelta. Nos vemos la próxima semana.
when one asked, "What is the point?" there were none left to answer. Father still existed a star without strife. Where none remembered life's trials or its joys. What its people had gained from ease, they lost to apathy.
El peor mundo de todos, según de lo mejor, pero está bien culero. De las Mercy, Ra-La. Chale, bueno, vamos.
So they created the kindest, most gentle of beasts. Its steps were light, and its gift was as painless as it was beautiful. Bathed in its golden glow, they all slept happily ever after.
Ahora así es como se ve lo que quedó. Su madre.
You still stand. Your determination defies all reason. The souls within me writhe and recoil in your presence. What must I do? What pain must I visit upon you to make you surrender to despair?
No one is unbreakable. What pains one may weather may bring another to tears. But therein lies our strength. For when we fall, our brothers and sisters are there to raise us up, again and again, without end.
I see. But no matter how much hope exists, ever will there be more despair. Ever will the living pass the present and the past the future. So shall sin until life ceases to be.
Tú lo has dicho al final.
On your guard.
The rage. It rises. Rises.
Uf.
Stop! Calm yourself, please.
We die in pain. We die in suffering. Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
Hold on, my friends.
Orionge, watch out!
Tengo una piedra, no manches.
Alphino!
We cannot comprehend. We cannot know. We cannot know.
Don't, please! Don't do this to them! To yourself!
Just one good strike.
Stop! Please stop!
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
No, you don't!
Ajá.
All awash in ice, a frozen waste, forever silent.
Hay que salvarlos.
Wait!
Be safe.
You gifted them escape and rendered yourself powerless. Bereft of the synergy you claim is your strength, unless you need to call upon the dead once more. Defiant to the last, but you will be one with us ere long. You will be battered and torn and made to crawl. You will weep and wail and curse your impotence, curse your life as it fades. As we did, as as we died. Such pain and sorrow we felt. Such anguish and rage. We tried. We tried. But it was no use. Only when we surrendered did we find release. Only when we embraced death. So join us in despair and embrace yours. My ultimatum. What is happening?
Shinryu.
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend. I sought something in you once, as you did in me. When at last I understood what it was, I journeyed to Sharlayan to seek you out. Struck a bargain with the woman who shares your gift. In exchange for lending the Scions my aid, I was given the means to come hither. Gorging upon what remained of the Mana Crystal, I reclaimed the form of the dragon. And, hungry still for our reunion, I rode the light of the stars to you. I take it this is your prey. But why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you.
Cálmate, Senos.
I assumed you would be above something so banal as despair. Am I mistaken?
If he comes to it, I won't save you.
I care not. What I desire of you isn't succor, it is satisfaction. So come, let us dispense with this distraction, you and I.
You struggle in vain. You will not silence our song of oblivion.
El último día. Uy. Dejando sobre la espalda de Shinryu. Bueno, me parece muy buen punto para terminar el stream de esta noche. Ay, se puso bueno, como de costumbre. Bueno, vamos a llegar hasta aquí el stream de esta noche. Nos vemos la próxima semana con la última parte del final, digamos. Pues sí, el enfrentamiento final del arco de Walkwer para iniciar lo que sigue. Bueno, gracias por estar esta noche. Nos vemos el próximo sábado. Tal vez un poquito más temprano si se ofrece. Y pues eso será todo por esta noche. Gracias por venir. Follow, dale like, comparte si gustas. Y comenta en el canal de YouTube si gustas, algo que se pueda mejorar, siempre es bienvenido. Bueno, dicho esto, nos vemos mañana. Los dejo con el escenario. Después, chao.